What's up, everybody? We're back. Midnight Supply Co-Screen Printing Shop here in Seattle, Washington. This time, we're talking about how to coat and burn your screens. Here we go. First, we're gonna grab a clean screen from the rack here. So here's how this whole process works. We're gonna coat our screen, we're gonna let it dry, we're gonna burn our image into the screen, wash it out, and then it's gonna be ready to print. Our first step is gonna be coating our screen. Here's our emulsion. We have our scoop. Time to coat our screen. This screen is a 110, so we're gonna coat it 2 times on the front, once on the back. Pretty dark in here, but once I'm done, I put it on the rack, and then we have a little space heater to dry it even faster. The reason why it's so dark in here and why we can only use this orange light when we're messing with the screens is because the emulsion reacts with light. If the screen is in the light too long, it'll harden, and then we can't burn anything on it, and we have to send it back to the washout room to get reclaimed and start the process all over again. Luckily, we can use the orange light from our burn table, so we can actually see in here. We'll get to this step in a minute. That's not good. You always want to make sure the lid on your emulsion bucket is nice and tight so no light gets in and messes up your emulsion. And then we have one more step, which is spraying out our scoop so the emulsion doesn't harden. Sweet, our screen is coated. We're gonna wait for it to dry, and then we're gonna burn this art on the screen. Looks like it's not quite dry yet. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes. All dry. Next step is to tape our film to our screen. We've got our film taped to our screen. Time to put it in the burn table thing. In this step, we're going to use our burn table to expose the emulsion and harden it, except for where our film is. The film is going to block the light from hitting the emulsion, so that part of the emulsion is going to be soft. We're going to be able to take it to our spray out booth, spray it out, and then when you put the ink in here, the ink will be able to push through the areas where the film was, but not the areas that were hardened by the exposure unit. Exposure unit, not burn table. There we go. Also, when I'm talking about film, we just use a special paper meant for this type of thing with our design printed on it, and then the only thing that you need to know is that the ink is dark enough to block the light from hitting the screen and exposing the emulsion. But yeah, it's basically just this little piece of plastic that we tape to the screen. Printer, film. Now we just have to wait 50 seconds while the exposure unit exposes our screen. Now we're back in the washout room. We're gonna spray out our screen. So that's where our film was. That's the area that we just sprayed out. All of this emulsion was exposed and is now hard. So when we put the ink in here and push the ink through the screen, it's only gonna go through the area that our film was, blocking the light from hitting the screen. Gotta hit it with the air. That's our finished screen. We're just gonna throw it under the flasher to get nice and dry. There's one more step. We have to block out the screen. So we're just putting one more layer of protection over the emulsion to make sure there's no pinholes, that if the emulsion breaks down nothing gets on the shirt basically. Back under the flash. Now once that dries, the screen is done, ready to print. There we go. We turned that screen into a sweatshirt. Make sure to check out Midnight Supply Co. if you need something screen printed or embroidered here in the Seattle area. But that's it for this one, so we'll see you next time. Later.